All right, REI Marketing Weekly newsletter subscribers, welcome to the newsletter. Hopefully you read the rest of the awesome content below. Got some really cool stuff that is being brought up in the REI Marketing Weekly newsletter. I know it's a mouthful. Maybe I need to abbreviate it or something. But anyway, on this clip, so this segment, I'm giving you my personal tip for content marketing, for marketing, whatever in general. And then below, obviously, like I said, there's some pretty cool stuff. So I actually just got off an interview with Elizabeth Navarrete, who is crushing it in Houston. She's talking about cold calling and using Hispanics for cold calling because her market is very heavily saturated with Hispanics, and how she's utilizing cold calling to actually generate leads and closing deals. So on this segment, I want to talk about lead hooks, and specifically books, but like books and ebooks as well, right? So this is something that's kind of come to fruition. I've seen it a lot out there lately. And actually, if you guys bear with me for a second, I'm actually gonna grab something real quick. So I want to show you something. So I really first saw this with a person, and actually here it is right here. I should have been prepared. I'm sorry. So I actually saw this one time. So there's a podcast that I listened to called The School of Greatness. It's with Lewis Howes. So it's this guy right here. And so he actually, I was following him on social and all that and listening to his podcasts and everything. And one day I got an ad. I think it was an Instagram ad from him. And he's got a mastermind and all this other like courses and stuff like that. But I got an ad from him saying, free book, go, all you gotta do is put your information in, free plus shipping, all you gotta do is pay I think it was like $7 for shipping or whatever. And this is what I got in the mail. So it's like a little booklet, literally that thick. And I mean, it's like 40 pages, but I'm telling you, this is extremely well done. And that was really the first time that I saw it. And this has been about maybe 3 years now. I know that it's been out there longer than that, like the physical books. And it really started with ebooks being a lead hook. So like if you go, for me, my lead hook is my brand audit ebook. So I wrote an ebook that's like 10 pages long, and there's a lot of visual, really cool stuff in there. Basically allowing you to audit your branding and like determine if it's a solid brand or not. So if you go to like colormedia.com/brand audit, then it takes you directly to that. You get an email, you put in your information, your name and email address, phone number, that kind of thing, and sends you an email that has the link to the ebook. Now, the purpose for this, just so you guys know, the purpose for lead hooks is to gather data, is to gather information so that you can take that information and directly market and directly run ads against this contact information, right? So email and phone number is huge when it comes to lead hooks. Because you can take those emails, create a custom audience in Facebook, run an ad specifically towards those people. So anybody that downloads my brand audit ebook is obviously interested in branding in some capacity. So I take that, their email addresses, and I target ads to them on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram so that they're getting enamored with like, hey, Josh and Color Media is the expert when it comes to real estate branding and that kind of thing. So that's kind of the general philosophy of lead hooks. Like I said, it started with ebooks, right? And I'm sure there's other lead hooks out there. There really is. But where it really came to fruition was ebooks. And because just ebooks are easy to do. They're easy to develop. You can hire somebody on Fiverr to do it. I did my own just because I already knew exactly what I wanted the book to look like. And so now the new strategy for me is when I go to events, I'm actually going to have physical brand audit books with me. So if I'm setting up, if I'm going, instead of handing out a business card, hey, let me hand you my booklet like this size, right? So I think it's definitely a better business card than actually handing out a card. And so it's really good. Now, something I've seen, and you might be thinking like, hey, I'm an active real estate investor. How am I even going to apply this to what I'm doing? And the way you can do it is, instead of, telling people how you can help them in their distressed situation, write an ebook on helping distressed sellers and make it, each chapter is a section of the type of distressed seller. So maybe chapter 1 is divorces, and chapter 2 is inherited properties, and chapter 3 is foundation issues. And you create an ebook like that that could be a really good lead hook for you, so that when somebody does find your website and they're like, I want to learn more about these guys, but I don't know how far of a step I want to take, allow them to download your free ebook, let them read it, and then they can be more educated, which creates a lot more loyalty towards you. But what's even cooler is if the next appointment you go to, you take something like this, put it on their counter in the midst of the 25 to 30 yellow letters that they have, and you've got it branded and it's got your branding on it and it's got a lot of value. Who are they going to call? More than likely you. Even if you're not like offering the most, they may even close a deal with you. So that's the first time I saw it, was with this. And then the next thing was, Grant Cardone has his $1 million book, or the Millionaire Booklet, right? And so this was, free plus shipping. And that's kind of like, that's how big it is. And this is an awesome booklet too. And then it started getting crazy and I started seeing actual books, right? So like actual books. So Grant Cardone is doing a free plus shipping offer like on almost all of his books. So I got this one, I got 10X Rule, I got his real estate investing book. Like these are actual books. And then I think about it, like, are these guys really spending the amount of money to develop this kind of book and give it for free just for my information? The answer is yes. Here's the way you got to think of it. If you send somebody an actual book, and let's say that you're spending $3 to $4 on it, and let's say you're developing a book for specifically distressed sellers. It could be your booklet, but it can also be an actual hardcover book like that. And you give that to a distressed seller. You paid $4 for the book. You close a deal with them. Then you sell the deal. Let's say you're wholesaling it or flipping it or whatever. How much money are you making on that deal? Normally, wholesale 7 to 15 grand, right? A flip, maybe 40, 50, 60, 100 grand on a flip for $4 for a lead hook. That's pretty good. That's pretty good ROI. And obviously you're not closing every single deal that you're going to give a book to somebody, but let's just say you spend $1,000 on books and you develop, I don't know, maybe that's 400 books or something like that. I don't know. I'm not good at math, whatever. Let's say you get 100 books, right? And you're spending that much money on them. $4,000 for 100 books. And you're going to make, let's say you close 2 deals, then it's already made the money up drastically. So, and the fact of the matter is that who throws away books, right? Even if I don't read this book, even if I don't like it, the least I'm going to do is give it away to somebody else, but I'm not going to throw the book away. So it's going to end up in somebody else's hand, whereas your yellow letters that you're sending out are getting thrown directly in the trash before they even blink, right? So lead hooks, those are lead hooks. That's the idea of what lead hooks are. I highly, highly recommend you actually developing a lead hook, whether it is like a help guide or an ebook or an actual physical book. One of my good friends, Max Keller, is in the assisted living space right now, and he wrote a book that's 150 pages long, and it basically documents how to move on from home. The book's called Home to Home, to move from one home to the next, and talking about elderly people and how they can get rid of their home, and then they go to him, sell the house to him, because he wrote the book on moving home to home, right? So that's the idea. Really think about and strategize how you can implement a lead hook in some way, shape, or form. It's definitely one of the easiest marketing things you could do. You put, a little box on your website, and then you can, do social media posts and that kind of thing. But it's also good credibility for you. So think about it, figure out what you want to do. If you need help figuring out how to create a lead hook, or even an idea for a lead hook, reach out to me, josh@colormedia.com. colormedia.com is my website. This is my email address here too that you're getting the newsletter from. So check it out. Let me know if you need help. You guys read the rest of the newsletter. Awesome stuff below. Check it later.